In the dead of night, when the shadows creep, Timmy Fylth is joining while Cryptid sleep. Sasquatch dancing from the solid skies. Monkman's ventures with glowing eyes. History built and Cryptid cartoons. Space out radio, blasting past the moon. Dogman howls, aliens grin. Buoys block as the weird begins. Charles legends that we love, from swampy lands to stars above. Rushes pays, the crowd leans in. Every stroke lets the fun begin. So buckle up, touch truth news. Dirty film and cryptic cartoons. Space out radio, we starting for you.
Okay, let's try this again here. Welcome to another episode of Christmas cartoons. Well, I guess it kind of is. There is ice in this drawing, but anyways, welcome to another episode of Cryptid Cartoons with Dirty Fylth and Fox Vegas. Fox Vegas and her partial leprosy she still has. There'll probably be a cat somewhere at some point in time. And thanks, Kitty Cattywhack, for reminding me to push the unmute button. Sometimes I have a habit of not pushing that at a time. But anyways, I hope everyone's having a wonderful Christmas season, holidays, and whatnot. And I had to go down to the in-laws last weekend, and Fox Vegas went on a adventure and came home with leprosy, and she's okay now, so everybody's happy. 72-hour leprosy she had, but everybody's good. Let's say hi to everybody here. Hello, Kitty Cattywhack. Hope you're doing well. NPZ at 2N. Hope you're doing well as well. Paula Faust. Hello. What else am I missing here? Anybody else? Oh, looks like we're good so far. Alrighty. This is a special drawing because it's slightly commissioned for some other accomplices that we know. Oops, look at that. Cat fuzz already, right to start the adventure off. Alrighty. So it's nice to sit down and draw cartoons instead of driving for 10,000 hours to the other end of Alberta, because it's one of those places in the world. It's not like Europe where you can drive for 2 hours and you go through 7 different countries. In Alberta, you could probably drive for 15 hours and still be in Alberta. At least that's what it feels like sometimes. And it's kind of comical because when you leave Edmonton with all of our terrible roads, you get out on the highway, it's actually relatively nice. And on the way home, you know you're back in Edmonton because the roads start getting all clunky and gross. And it's just a pile of cars in the ditch with all the truck drivers that don't know how to drive, and they got their licenses out of a Cracker Jack box. Always fun to see. You've seen a couple, I was going to say horses, but they were cows, munching on their cuds in the field. And other than that, you didn't see anything interesting. The only interesting thing that I've seen in the last little while was my pal, the space captain, captured some interesting black orbs in the Westmount area of Edmonton the other day. It was pretty cool. I'll have to show you the video later. Someone's, of course, people said it was some drones and whatnot, but they're incorrect because I'm pretty sure the city of Edmonton hasn't rolled out their drone squadron yet, but we'll figure it out at some point in time. But I'll ask my pal if I'm allowed to share it, and then I'll plug it onto my social medias and junk. But yes, this drawing is sports themed with the Edmonton Oilers and the New Jersey Devils. And unfortunately, Mothman's not at this game because he's a big Blackhawks fan. So he's probably watching the Blackhawks today. I think they might be, I don't know if they're playing today actually. But I know Edmonton and Minnesota's playing, and the last time I looked, it was 1-0 Minnesota. And poor Edmonton traded for a new goalie, and the poor guy's injured already. So we're wondering maybe if we could trade for like Stuart Skinner or something because we need a goalie right now. Imagine trading your goalie you've had for a long time, and then the next guy you get wins you a couple games, and then he gets injured. Great. That's the sports luck. Which I'm sure if 4 or 5 years ago, I'd probably bash my head on the wall, but not this time. Not today, disco lady. But anyways, this is one of the gray aliens. First game, he's playing against the New Jersey Devils with Cat Fuzz. Nope. He's not playing against Cat Fuzz, but he's playing against the New Jersey Devil with his New Jersey Devils logo or jersey on. Which is going to be never drawn a new Jersey Devil before, so I had to make him goofy enough to fit in my world, and now I have a new character, so looks like I'm going to have to draw some more sports theme stuff. But however, the next drawing I do, yeah, thanks Fox, you're the best in the world. The next drawing I'm going to do, apparently, Mrs. Fylth says I have to draw a cat burglar. So now there's going to be there's going to be a cat criminal organization of some sort in the world. So we'll see how that works out. He's not going to be an orange cat though, because he wouldn't be smart enough to break into somewhere without just eating food out of the dog's food bowl and falling asleep. So I'm pretty sure that's what my boy would do. Orange cats, unbelievable. Speaking of orange cats, I follow a guy on X, and his name is Mean Orange Cat, and he makes these funky videos. And he got selected for an award. Well, to be chosen for an award. Hopefully he wins. Cheering for you there, or Mean Orange Cat. And yeah, if you go to X, you just plug in Mean Orange Cat. He does a couple interesting videos. It's probably the smartest orange cat that's ever existed. So maybe he's just hogging the single cat brain cell. But pretty cool stuff. The animation is pretty spot on for AI, as much as I'm not a huge fan of AI created stuff, because we've all seen Terminator, and you know how that usually ends up. Which is why I'm nice to my VHS player. So when the
mom figured out the actual definition for AI, it's not artificial intelligence. It's actual idiots.
That's quite true. However, I must confess I use AI to generate characters for my RPG adventures, because it's way easier than digging through hundreds and hundreds of pages of artwork trying to find the exact character I need. So I'm part of the problem now. I was wondering, how many pictures have you seen of the Jersey Devil Fox? Because I don't really know what color he is. I was just going to do him kind of like a brownish color.
Yeah.
I've seen pictures of them being green and like a red color, but I don't know. I'm just kind of thinking brown because he's kind of fuzzy. I went with a more demonic type look instead of the horse one. Then I realized after I'd drawn the cartoon that he's going to be on the ice, so I'm going to have to do one of him not wearing skates so you can see his cloven hooves. That should rile up all the religious fanatics.
I don't know what color you could make him, but something that might be not horrendous to try to plushify should that day ever come.
What's a good color then for you? That's not retarded to buy.
I mean, I can get basically any color. Thank you, Funky Monkey Fabrics, but
Please sponsor the show, Funky Monkey Fabrics.
Not great. I've got too many shades of gray.
Too many shades of gray.
Yeah.
You got regular.
If you say anything about number 50, so help me, I will pour this tea on you.
I was gonna say, is it as many shades of gray as my old Game Boy with like its 700 shades of gray?
Not quite that many.
Which is why when the 50 Shades of Grey thing came out, first thing I thought was like, is this I heard about it, I'm like, it's got to be a Game Boy movie or something. And then no, it was some cheesy fan fiction thing. I get Mrs. Fylth talking about that. She gets really angry, so I try to just leave that alone. Yes. And also, if anybody, this is your absolute Macho Man last 1,000,000% chance to get yourself a Christmas card for me. And just get a hold of my email, let me type it in here. I don't have the other computer running because it's really bright. We wouldn't be able to have the cat camera working. Fylth at fylthy.com. There we go. Oh, hello, Jessica, the Cryptid Huntress. I sent your Christmas card out, Jess, yesterday. Actually, yes, it went out yesterday. I had to stop at the post office because the postie didn't stop on my work. So that's Canada Post. It'll take about 400 days to get to you. So about this time next year, you might get it. But yes, if anybody that's watching, you should go check out Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress, and all her stuff. I think she does her shows in the afternoon during the week, which is kind of neat when I'm at work and I can catch it because then I can listen to some cool cryptid stuff. She's usually got Barry Littleton on there, and he's an absolute beauty. And also, if you get a chance to look up any Barry Littleton shows with him on there, I would definitely bring Barry Littleton and Jessica Jones out for chicken wings. I dip into the art funds to supply all those chicken wings for everybody. Yes, Barry is awesome. If you haven't heard, Jess, we're doing the Jersey Devil today. He's got his hockey gear on and he's preparing to crush this poor gray alien, the grizzled veteran versus the brand new rookie. I even made sure I got a little bit of look of terror on the alien's face because he's never met this kind of rowdiness before. I mean, he's fought in reptilians, but he never fought an angry Jersey Devil. All right. Oops. I forgot to coated the board or the glass in behind him. I thought about drawing some characters in the background, but I was just going to muddy the drawing up if I did that. So apparently I was informed that there's the Winter Olympics coming this, I think in December or something, or January or February. So I'm going to have to do a whole bunch of gruesome aliens and stuff doing Winter Olympic themed things. So there'll be more hockey drawings. It's extremely bright out right now. J Truth. Oh, hello, J Truth Seeker. You just snuck in there. I didn't see. He's wondering if Barry knows this guy, JP Jorg Habon. I probably said that wrong. He's probably got a sharp J. Who is coming out and telling all. I don't know. You'll have to jump into a show with Barry when he's on with Jessica Jones and cat fuss everywhere. And have to ask him. Oh, is it the gray menace? Yep. Yeah, the gray menace.
We have a gargoyle.
I told him today that it's like, hey, mister, one of your best buddies is coming over, and then of course he wandered right to the door. Ooh, speaking of interesting things at the door, this morning, two instances here. This morning, I guess Mrs. Fylth was sitting on the couch, surrounded by cats as usual. And this lady was piling stuff up at the back door.
She was telling me about this.
Yeah. And apparently it was one of those food drop-off delivery people thing. And she contemplated just taking the food, but as usual, everybody seems to drop everything off at my place because, well, they never, when you come into the complex where I live, there's a giant sign that shows you where all the units are, but nobody ever looks at it. And they can never find the unit, so they just kind of drop it off on mine because you drive into the parking lot and mine's the one right directly ahead. So I've had interesting things there, but yeah, it was interesting. Not as interesting as last night. I was sitting around and the boys were going up and down the stairs from the art studio to the main floor, back and forth a million times. And I wanted to go see what was pestering them. And sure enough, there was this gigantic white rabbit sitting at the back door. And he was pretty healthy. And I thought it was weird because on Friday when I left to go to work, I had to shovel my way out to the car. And I have to have a little preface here. A couple of years ago, there were some cats that used to be half frozen all the time in the complex. So Mrs. Fylth built a little cat house for them. And there was tracks leading from the cat house about halfway down my sidewalk, and that was it. There was no other tracks anywhere. So I had to peek inside. There was nothing in the cat house. However, I'm pretty sure it was that rabbit. But anyway, so I was looking at this rabbit, and the cats were getting all squirrely. And then he took about 2 bounds from halfway on my sidewalk and got to the back door or the back gate and then vanished into the morning night or into the evening night. It was pretty cool. He was a big bastard. He'll probably come back today and I'll see if I can get a picture of him. I have to figure out how to share pictures on the StreamYard thing here so I can share all these fantastic things I talk about. Alrighty. Gotta do the blue for the Oilers jersey here. And apparently, my pal Mark Doggy Dog was telling me that a friend of his does watercolors, weird watercolor things, and she's interested in doing the art walk. So I'm gonna try to see if we can get her close to us, because then we can have all the cool people hanging out in one spot. Except we got to make sure that we're not near that cat person that was stealing all our customers last year.
We need more sprogs.
Yeah, we need some. We're gonna create an army of sprogs to offset the other person with her cats.
Hairless sprogs.
A hairless sprog. Ugh.
Oh, come on. I made friends with a hairless cat the other day.
Really?
Yes. Named Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Beauty. Irish has a cat named Donut. I guess they named her that because she's got she's all black with white paws and then has a white ring around one eye. And he's like, I don't know what to name you. You look like it looks like a donut on your face. Well, there you are. You're Donut. That's usually how animals get named. That's how my gargoyle got his name, because I came upstairs one day before he had a name. And he was sitting at the back door on the little cat perch that was there. And he was silhouetted perfectly and he looked like a little gargoyle. And I said, hey, you're a little gargoyle. Thus, the gargoyle was born.
There's your origin story.
Yeah, there's your origin story for the gargoyle. Oops, I guess I should have painted the rest of his arm there. Shouldn't have. Shouldn't have I? Yes. I was kind of contemplating about some of the art, and I think after this show, when I do some more of them, I'm going to have some art cards, and then I will give away an art card at the end of the shows, which I think will probably work out pretty good. You know, I didn't realize they have pantaloons. Let me just check something here real quick. I got to double check because it's very important. New Jersey Devils colors. Colors with a U, the Canadian way. Or the British way, rather. Yes. All right. They've got red pants. Red leggings, rather. But yes, so I'm going to whip up some art cards during the week, and then I will give those away, one of them away at the end of the show, because sometimes I just want to roll some dice and I need a good excuse for it. And why not share some artwork at the same time?
In the chat, Christmas has now become Fylthmas.
Fylthmas?
Yep.
Oh, hello, lovely Julie. I bow graciously before you. She's the best in the world, too. Everybody's the best. Look at Big Beano's even here.
He's
Oh,
the
look.
one who started the Fylthmas thing, I think.
Oh, jeez. Well, thanks, Big Beano. Now, I guess from now on, when I do my Christmas cards, I'll just have to say Merry Fylthmas. I'm going to write that sucker down. Score. Look what you've created, Big Beano. What do you think? Brownish?
Brownish, reddish.
Okay, I think I can do that.
That seems to be the most common colorization.
I'm gonna make a brownish reddish here. I can do that. Without making him look too poopy colored. Maybe he's part ginger too, who knows?
Hello.
Hello, Whiskey. You grumpy old bag. What are you doing, Grumps? Are you grumpy? Are you regular grumpy today or super grumpy? Ooh, just regular grumpy. I didn't even get a meow back. It's so cold here that Whiskey doesn't even sleep in the basement right now. That's when you know it's really bad, when the fluffiest cat doesn't even want anything to do with the basement where she normally sleeps. Right, Grumpo? Yes. Oh, look, now I'm covered in cat fur. Unbelievable. Okay, Jules. Love you, pal. Have a good night. I'll pet the cats for you. If you live closer, you can come for chicken wings, but you live way down in in the swamp somewhere. Grumpy old cat. Oh, usually she is, but we had a couple other cats here for a few days because Chantel's dad had to bring the cats out because, of course, the joys of apartment life. Some dickhead had cockroaches in his unit, so they had to spray for cockroaches. Fun. Nothing like having to move all your stuff out, put it in the middle of the floor, and then take all your stuff out of your cabinets. And yeah, it's never fun. So yeah, all the cats were pretty grumpy pants the last day or so. But except for Smokey, one of her fat gray old cat. She just takes everything in stride. She's probably the most chill cat in the entire universe. Burn, burn. Fox is being hailed. All right. Let's get this going here. Put a bit of red in there. Bloop, 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 bloop. There we are. I was talking to someone the other day and they mentioned something about there was a picture that PETA had put up and it was like, you wouldn't eat a Tyrannosaurus Rex, so why would you eat a chicken? And predictably the comments were hilarious. They're like, why wouldn't I want to eat a Tyrannosaurus Rex? And then it made me think, I want to eat one of those great big huge brontosaurus ribs that tips over Fred Flintstone's car. That would be tasty. I don't even know I wouldn't ever be able to finish the damn thing, but I'd have to bring Ray. Ray could probably crush that bastard with me. J Truth Seeker asks, have you ever had chocolate brown colored Christmas lights?
Those things exist?
Yeah, I never heard of them. However, at some point in time, when I have my own house, I'm just going to leave my Halloween lights up and all my Halloween decorations through Christmas. I'm just going to go throw a Santa Claus hat on all the zombies and everything. Because what I really want to do is make a Plants vs. Zombies thing for my front lawn, which would be badass. And I'll have to do some woodworking there and try not to cut my arms or hands off or anything, because that would be probably not very much fun.
What is your fascination?
She's a bag cat.
There's a Bigfoot in that bag.
Whiskey! You big grump. Hey, Grumpy. I have to pet the Whiskey whenever I see her because she's a grouch. Aren't you, Whiskey? You get some goop in your eyeball. Hold on a second. Here you go, Grumpy. If you want to, I can send you some whiskey fur. There's lots of it. We brushed like 10 pounds of the stuff out of the cat every day. Or just email me if you want a chunk of whiskey fuzz. It's like Dave used to give away coaxial cables on his show from Cable Guy Matt. I don't even know how, I get this little tray here. He's out of control too, isn't he? You created that monster. I'm blaming you. Actually, he's just born like that. Two people in the world he loves the most. Besides me, Space Captain and Fox Vegas. And then we have Whiskey destroying the carpet. Interesting thing about the gremlin is sometimes you just go to the litter box and just dig in the damn thing. Doesn't even use it. He just goes in there to dig. And I can hear him scratching around in there. I'm like, are you digging to China, mister? And then he just comes out and looks at me. And then he goes and beats up his brother. You can feel your legs.
Yeah.
Is the blood returning? Grandpa. Yeah. My whiskey breath. Paula has a fluffy gray cat. Ooh. Can't go wrong with cats. I'd like to have a dog, but I don't have enough space for a dog. And I lived with people that had dogs just because they wanted a dog really bad. And then once they got the dog, they treated it like a cat where it's like you just ignore it. But you have to do things with the dog. You don't just put a bowl of food down and leave it over the weekend. You could, but then you'd probably be a jerk. So ooh, I forgot his tail. Bye, Whiskey. See you later, Grump. And the Whiskey has left the room. Fylthmas. The 12 Days of Fylthmas. I'll have to write a song or something about that. Damn it. All right, next up, Gray Alien Boy. Gingerbread houses. I want to make a gingerbread house, but it'll be a haunted house instead.
Oh, so basically, every attempt I make at a gingerbread house, some old, falling apart, decrepit, broken, like run-down looking thing.
I got angry and smushed it. Oh, it's all broken. No, it's supposed to be like that. That's a feature.
Like, I tried to be nice to it and put it together the way the box told me to, and it still looks like some sort of weird gingerbread crack house.
Situated in Fort McMurray. That's an Alberta joke, anyways, if anybody's wondering, because there's a lot of extracurricular activities happen in Fort McMurray. It's usually those crazy Newfoundlanders too. Damn Newfies. Actually, one of my best buddies that I've known since high school is a Newfie. I don't even think I know his real name. I just call him Newfie or the Noof. It's really bright. I've known Newfie since high school. Same with my buddy Ray. Oddly enough, there's some of the few people I've known since high school that are still alive because almost everybody I knew in the North End is dead now. Great. That's why you should just stay home and draw cartoons and create interesting plushies. And if you can't do that, then come hang out here on Saturdays and listen to me ramble and draw cartoons. But you're still, you never know. You could still possibly get hit by lightning in your house.
You get hit by lightning on a live stream. It has happened. I saw a video clip of it.
Damn. But you know when you get hit by lightning, you get that cool lightning flesh wound burn all over your body. It looks like, how do you explain it? It looks like spider webs almost, or yeah. You just type that into the internet, lightning wounds or whatever. But you know, I don't think I want to get to that point where I get hit by the lightning because it seems relatively painful. Where is my hockey stick brown color? Hockey stick brown. I've been hit by a car, and that's good enough for me. So I don't think I want to add lightning strike to the resume. Well, yes. Yeah, getting hit by a car was interesting. I was riding my bike, and then the next thing I remember, I was laying on the ground, and I was gritting my teeth really bad. And then there were paramedics. And then I refused medical aid and went to my adopted dad's house, and he looked at me and went, "Good gods, what happened to you?" My face was all swollen, and my right pinky, which is still weird on the one knuckle, was all bent out of shape, which I wasn't really feeling any pain at that time, so I just kind of smushed it back to where it probably was supposed to be. So, and then here I am today. I used to have a ring that I put on that finger, but it doesn't fit there anymore because, well, bones are strong but still fragile. Alrighty. What's I gotta do here? Oh yes, the logo. Very important. The Jersey logo is easy to do. The Oilers one is all of a sudden we're gonna. Dave, I apologize if for some reason we get some kind of strike against us for drawing copyrighted material, but I'm not a lawyer, but we can at least tell them that we weren't monetizing anything. So for the love of gods, please don't give us any super chats. We'll get in trouble. Just so in lieu of super chats, donate to an animal rescue farm of some sort. Or if you live in a place where it's nice and warm all the time, go buy some lemonade from some kids on the street. That's always nice. And then make sure you get all your friends to go too and spend like $300 on lemonade. Delicious lemonade. Alrighty. New Jersey Devils. You need this by Christmas time?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll have to scan it afterwards. Should probably turn the old computer on for that. All right, blue. I need my smallest brush for the blue. J True Seeker. Hey, you know who I haven't seen in a while? And that's Patrick Noble. Well, he sounds like he's noble, so he's probably out on some kind of quest of some sort, or crusade, if you will. Beating up those darn Saracens. All right, let's go this way. Hold on a second here. I gotta lube the old throat hole here. You know, I haven't seen any in even longer than that. Tim Senor. Yeah, I haven't seen little Timmy Senor for a long time. I wonder if I say his name 3 times if he'll show up.
You'd have to be in a dark bathroom with the lights turned off, looking in the mirror.
I don't want Bloody Mary to come beat me up. I wonder if kids do anything like that these days. Even if they have anything like that, they probably don't. I think it's all just creepy pastas they do now. Damn teenagers. I could never be a graphic designer to design logos. I need too much of a steady hand. I'm violently shaking at all points in time in my life. Probably because I get hit by a car. Maybe it was brain damage. I don't know. At least I don't got brain damage like that Jake Paul guy with the broken jaw, too.
Oh, that's what was sent to me when my phone buzzed, was the still shot of that. It makes me happy.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. It's like finally go and box like an actual boxer who hasn't been retired for like 27 years or something, and then he gets his face punched in, and couldn't be any happier. It was like when Ronda Rousey finally got beaten up. She finally faced somebody that was an actual fighter instead of basically a can, and got punched out, and everyone was happy. Was that the Grumpy? Hello, whiskey. Do you need a whiskey and a cigarette? You could have a cigarette with Leon Draisaitl. That's my boyfriend. Our boyfriend.
Yes.
Damn, I got a lot of boyfriends and wives and girlfriends. Holy.
Dave is asking where the cat cam.
Well, there's no cats right now, Dave. Unfortunately, that want to go up there, so I can't have any cat cam on there.
Bigfoot cam.
You know what? I'll just have to show you the Bigfoot. Look, Dave, a Bigfoot. He's large and footy. Look at the size of those things. Look at that. I pet the minky. Dave, he's fuzzy like my chest hair. Ooh. But you can't twirl it like my chest hair. Try it anyways, Dave. I apologize. Dave, by the way, it's Happy Fylthmas from now on. You can thank Big Beano for that one. How come you're not out in the forest looking for Bigfoot, Dave? Are you snowed in? He's probably snowed in. Oh, yes. Well, there you go, Dave. We found Bigfoot. Party's over. Call it all off. We don't need the Patterson Gimlin film anymore. And by the way, Dave, on Monday, I'm shipping out your drawings. I got about 7 million drawings to ship to you. And your Christmas card. It's very important. Look at that. Okie dokie. I need a color for the horns. Something dark and gritty. A better plan. We can just mix a few colors together. That's the beauty of watercolor, folks. You can mix the colors in, and if you make a mistake, you can fix it up. And I guess it's kind of like oil painting as well. If you make a mistake while you're oil painting, nobody will ever know because you have about 500 years to readjust your colors. Excellent. Now, what color eyeball should he have there, Fox? What do you think? Could put a bit of the yellow in there.
Yellow, maybe?
Oh, I mean for his... Oh, yes, yellow for that. I was thinking for his horns because a little bit of brown, a little bit of yellow makes it kind of look like it's been goring people for thousands of years. I think the legend of the Jersey Devil was something like a woman had 12 kids and then she found she was pregnant for the 13th time and she whined about it. It was like, I hope it's the devil or something. And then the kid had cloven hooves and wings and flew away.
All right, I'm gonna go with Dave. He says green eyes.
Green eyes it is there, Dave. Hello, Dave. Are you wearing your PJs, Dave? Are you in your jammy jams? I have to put pants on when I do the show. A shirt. It's covered in cat fur. You can tell Dave works with a computer because his cap locks are always on. With all the data entry. I know a person that when she does her writing, she never uses shift for anything. She just holds shift and yeah, something to that effect. But she's Polish, so there you go. I can make fun of Polish people because my pal Barb gave me permission. So tough titties.
Speaker says, can you imagine Dogman playing hockey?
Dogman playing hockey. Well, J Truth Seeker will have to put that into the one because there is going to be Winter Olympics soon.
And not in caps anymore. Dave says show off the chest hair.
I can't, Dave. There you go, Dave. You can't see it, but there it is. I'll send you a dirty picture later, Dave. Dirty Fylth, dirty pictures. That's all I am to Dave is just a chest full of chest hair. I mean, there is a picture of us in Vegas, and he was allowed one upwards and downward stroke of the chest hair, and that was probably his favorite day ever. Dogman playing Team Sasquatch, eh? Well, I think Sasquatch would probably have better goaltending considering they're large. And I think that the scrap would probably also go to Bigfoot because despite Dogman being rowdy and quicker, Bigfoot's just a lumbering beast. And I mean, if you get in a fight with him, he's just going to basically punch you in the head. And then you'll be Jake Paul and you'll be seeing stars and going, wow, my jaw's broken in 2 spots. So now that'll happen, and then now that guy gets to have Christmas dinner through a straw. How's your turkey through a straw there, little Jakey Poo? I mean, for $200 million, I'd take a broken jaw too. I'd pretty much fight any UFC guy for $200 million. Why not? The secret is I would do the where's my grade? What the Frank Uncle there is. I do the Undertaker, or I do the Hulk Hogan thing where he just pokes the guy in the chest and falls over and calls it a day. And that's what I'd do. Just throw the fight completely. And I'd have to get escort to take me out of the building because all the fans would be throwing stuff at me, and Eric Bischoff would just be smiling in the corner. Yeah. Good old wrestling. Speaking of wrestling, my man Gunter retired John Cena. That was great. Everybody's upset about that one too. I don't actually watch any wrestling because I don't have a TV, but due to the joys of the internet, I have the ability to rewatch all the cool highlights. It's usually how I do my sports as well, because basically my TV just runs my Super Nintendo. Which, if anybody's wondering, I've been playing Breath of Fire for Super Nintendo. Good game. I haven't played that since I was probably 16. Fun. Do I suck at it? Yes. Just like most video games. I'm not very good at video games. I am, however, good at playing dice rolling and creating stories for all my nerds. Which we'll be doing that next Saturday. After Chicken Wings, of course. Very important. It's very important to complete the ritual. And I feel like I didn't go for Chicken Wings last weekend, so I feel like I was cheating on my girlfriend or something. Out eating roast instead of chicken wings on a Saturday. And I'll have to stop and get a cheeseburger and a peanut butter parfait on the way home. Or probably just a peanut butter parfait, because Mrs. Fylth deserves a peanut butter parfait because I abandon her on Saturdays and go for chicken wings. And she doesn't like chicken wings, so it's almost a divorceable thing, but we'll let it slide because she's cute. And she has a nice bum. Alrighty. Look at that Joyzy devil. The Joyzy devil. Let's see. What's Big Beano talking about over here? Big Beano. Oh, hold on a second. Gray is a good color. Yes, gray is what I say when people say that black is a color. I'm like, it's okay, it's just a really dark gray. I used to have a lot of permanent markers like Sharpies, but I've taken them all to work now. And I use them at work to write on boxes because I work in a warehouse. But the best part is I use them to, you know what? I don't have to do that. I can just make an adjustment when I get there. I always scribble Spaced Out Radio and Fylthy.com on skids when they go out. So people in warehouses are probably like, why does this place always, what's this Spaced Out Radio? What's this dirty filth thing? And yeah, gotta plug your stuff all the time. Like my favorite thing, everybody on UFO X and everything now, they're all complaining about certain guys. One guy said that it's not the drugs and I'm not a drinker and I didn't kill myself, but I have all this secret information that I can't give to anybody, blah, blah, blah. And everybody's making fun of him and they're calling him a grifter. And I go, yeah, bunch of grifters. By the way, buy my book. Because, I mean, you know, the thing's got like 10 million views. You might as well plug your book in there because what's the worst that can happen? Someone like Brandon Fugel buy like 10 copies or something? Nice. Which actually happened. Nobody believes me? I have the receipts for it. All right. Let's see here. What else am I missing on here? Ooh, yes, a little bit of blue. We're almost ready for the inking phase, folks. The most important part of it all. So you can see the final drawing and everything looks all nice. And then I'll have to do a little bit of extra detail at the end. All right. Watch Nosferatu. Ooh, Nosferatu, the 1930s one. That is my, I think it's maybe a little bit earlier than that, but that is my favorite vampire film after Bela Lugosi's Dracula film. Because nobody does Dracula like Bela Lugosi. That's scientific fact. All right, here we are. Let's see here. We need the old number 4, number 5, and then number 6. And yes, permanent markers are great. That's where I got a lot of my drawing experience, was riding public transportation and drawing cartoons all over them. Everyone's like, Klaus, I knew you were on the bus because I seen your little symbol and there was a cartoon of a guy drinking a beer. I'm like, yep, that was me. Except now you can't draw on the bus seats because they're plastic, which is probably easier to wash all the
paint markers.
Ooh, paint markers, yeah. I don't think public transportation as much as I used to. I did Friday. Good gods, that was cold. I think part of my soul is still warming up. I got to Westmount, and then so anyways, I got to Westmount in Edmonton, and Fox will know what I'm talking about. There was some unsavory people inside the shelter, which of course, you know, it's minus 30 something Celsius, which I think is minus 10 million Fahrenheit. And of course, they wouldn't put the heat on, so everybody's all bundled up. But there was all types of interesting stuff in the bus shelter. And I walked in and, well, it smelled like poop, so I left immediately. Stood outside, half froze to death. And they decided a couple years ago to change all the bus routes around and everything in Edmonton and change all the numbers, so I didn't know where anything was going. And none of the bus drivers knew where Meadowlark Mall was. So I had to just say the Walmart by West Edmonton Mall, and they still didn't know what the heck was going on. So, and the bus station maps now are just about as painful as they used to be, but even more. So I was able to find a driver that knew what he was talking about a little bit. So that got me to my friend Debbie Shaw's house, and I went over there and hung out with her and my other Polish pal, and got to see my buddy Saint. He's a really leggy German Shepherd. He's one of the most handsome boys I've ever met. Not quite as handsome as my gargoyle, but still pretty handsome guy. And he spent most of his time with his head on my lap, drooling. So I look like I peed myself, which I didn't, though, by the way, I can assure you. But he's a good guy. In the summertime, I usually go over to Debbie's house and hang out there and throw the tennis ball around for him and work all his energy off. And he's good. He's a good guy. He's got a cat there too. His name is Chance because it was his last chance. He was going to be put down, and then Deb Shaw went to the animal shelter and seen him, and it was like basically like love at first sight thing. She's like, "That's my boy," and well, now he's got himself a new home. He's a fairly shy cat. He'd probably get beaten up by my boys, especially that gremlin. Doesn't know his own strength, likes to pick on everybody until the gargoyle picks on him. Because the gargoyle is just an absolute menace of a cat. Poor alien doesn't even know it's coming. He's going to get body checked right in the numbers, face first into the boards. And you know what? They're not even going to call the play. In typical referee fashion, it's like, he shouldn't have turned at the last second. It's like there's a face imprint of him on the boards. Yeah, well, that's what happens. Let's get some little sweat beads coming off of him for good measure. Poor guy. That's all right. And you know what? It sucks because he's only on like an entry-level salary too, so he's not making a lot of money. But I mean, I think the least you can make, I think, in the NHL is like 600,000. I think that's probably gone up a little bit, but I don't know. I don't think I would take the 200 million to have a broken jaw and get beaten up, but I don't think I'd take 600,000 to get my face smashed into the boards. That's a little much. Let's get the armbands on here. Actually, you know what? Let me just. I could probably do that. I'm just thinking out loud here, folks. If you were here, you could probably smell the toast burning.
A little bit.
There's that oil logo. They're probably getting punched out with their AHL level goalies who aren't doing anything. They also currently, by the way, Fox, sport the absolute worst goals against average in the NHL and the AHL combined. So basically, the Oilers are going to have to score like 57 goals until they get their goalie back. So let's hope my guy, Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid can keep scoring about 58 points a game. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
Or if they'll actually, let Hyman keep any of the ones that he scores.
No, he's not allowed to score a goal.
Unless it's with his face.
Yeah, if it can bounce off your face and go in, then we count it. But he's going to have the record for most goals taken away. There's got to be a stat for that. I'm pretty sure there's some nerd somewhere that keeps track of weird stats such as goals off faces and goals disallowed and
or goals scored while sitting on your butt, knocking the net off of its place.
Yeah.
And then putting it back.
What's because he's a gentleman, right?
Exactly.
It's like I scored on you, but I'll have to gentlemanly put this back into place for you, suckers. Look at his big knob on the end of his stick here. On the end of his shaft. There we go. Alrighty. Gotta re-lubricate the old throat hole here. Thirsty. What am I having today? This is just some kind of random herbal tea of some sort. Let's see. Jay Truthyeager is wondering who here wants to see Hecklefish interview as a guest on Spaced Out Radio. Well, I've tried to get those guys on the show, but they never want to answer their email back. So unless you guys know where they are and I could just drive to his house and knock on his door and ask him, I don't think it's ever going to happen. I've also tried to get some really big scientific-y type guys on with Science Bob, but I don't know. The thing about booking is certain guests only go on certain shows, no matter what. Like that's just the way it is. Don't ask me why and don't ask me how it works, or maybe I just don't have the credentials or something, but Oh, yeah, I'm going to draw these horns. He's quite horny, this devil. Get a little bit of goat horn on there. Goats are actually cool. When I was a kid, I had a goat pull on my hair, and I cried like a little wussy. So I went to one of those little petting zoo things, and goat came up from behind and just grabbed a glomp of my hair because I used to have hair, despite what I look like now. And yeah, it was funny now, not so funny then. And we'll give him some fangs. Oops, I'll have to color his fangs in afterwards too. Jersey Devil. I wonder what kind of pizza they have in New Jersey. Or if they got like a hot dog thing. Because I know, you got like Coney dogs and things like that, or the Chicago dog and Chicago deep dish. That's what Mothman likes. He's a Chicago deep dish kind of guy. Ooh, excuse me. Lizard people and shark attacks. I sent a picture of a shark with Christmas lights for teeth to Dave. Probably ruined his day. I apologize, Dave. I also one time bought a little shark plushie and mailed it to Dave. It was years ago now. Probably had a heart attack opening the mail. It's like that cursed Fylthy. Practical jokes. All right. These little skate blades. Or if you have to, you gotta take your skate off and stab your opponent. Excuse me. Baked Beano is from Australia. I happen to have a lot of friends there. Another good friend of mine, Mom, she worked for the Australian Post in some little town. I don't know. It's like Tuckambill or something like that. Australians and their weird names for cities, like Edmonton's got cities like Viking or Gimli in Manitoba, or I believe there's even a dildo in Newfoundland, if I remember correctly. You can check that up too. Yes, there's a ball sack in Alberta. Yes.
And kill them.
Yeah, kill them in Alberta. I ship stuff to the Home Hardware there all the time. And there's a no jack. There's no jacks allowed there. Well, they're allowed one, but
no, they're not. It's not no jacks. It's just no jack.
Oh, so they have to have more than one jack there at any time.
No,
yeah, that's the rules. It says right when you drive in there, they're like there must be more than one jack here at one time, or at a time. Other weird names. We have a
Tawatna.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. What about Manio Beach? We got one of those. That's weird sounding. Yeah, Canada's got some interesting places. I know there's a city in Germany that all the streets are named after Canadian cities. Leave it to the Germans to do something incredibly weird and just act like it's normal. Efficient and weird, the Germans. Alrighty here. This is a tight space drawing. I should have used a smaller guy, but we did it anyways, folks. Look at that. Beauty. I would like to thank everybody for watching this one, for helping me out on that. Jerseys, eh? It's just always weird to draw these things with all these extra lines and thin bits. And thin bits sounds like Timbits. There we go. Look at that. Look, you know what? I'll have to send a picture of this to my buddy Ray, because my redneck friend Ray, because his other favorite team is the New Jersey Devils. Ray likes drinking beer, watching NASCAR and wrestling, and hanging out with his dog. And he looks like one of the guys from ZZ Top. Ray. Look at that. Got his hockey stick with the big shaft and his big knob on the end. So you got to make sure you have a big knob on the end of your hockey stick so you can give somebody the old Gordie Howe. If anybody's wondering what that is, when you have your hockey stick and someone's coming up behind you, you kind of hold on to the back of it and you push the back end so you hit somebody in the face with the knob of your stick, and then usually they get a bloody nose or something, and then they get all upset and then they shove you around, and then they end up taking a penalty. And you just laugh all the way as they're going to the box. This one's almost done here, Fox, and then it'll be scan this thing and then chicken wings with Barbara. They're coming to get you,
Do you
Barbara.
think we can make the one guy's head explode this time?
I hope we.
Drunk enough?
Yeah, I hope I hope Brian's there and we can totally ruin his brain. Because every time he goes there, he always asks Fox and I, he's like, "Is this your girlfriend?" I'm like, "This is my accomplice." But we've decided the next time we see him, and he asks that, yeah, next time he asks about it, we'll be like, "Yes, this is my girlfriend. Our wife is at home, and then my girlfriend is going to go hang out with her biker boyfriend that she's been seeing." And then his head will just like explode, and you can see the like 404 error thing happening, and
just hear the dial-up
yeah.
tone. The old dial-up.
30. He'll go home and be like sitting there smoking a cigarette, wondering what the heck is going on. And apparently, smoking cigarettes is cool again. So says Leon Draisaitl with 1,000 points. I still can't believe they did that and nobody blew a gasket over it. Which proves that smoking makes you 13% cooler. I don't make these stats up. That's just the way they are.
Well, that's the reason Keegan smokes. It's not because she's addicted to nicotine, she's addicted to looking cool.
Well, she's already cool, so.
Yeah, she is.
She's been cool since we were like 13 years old.
Yeah.
It's a long time.
God, we're old.
Yep. Pretty soon I'll be drawn from the old folks' home. Hopefully I have a cute nurse to help me out with everything. When my grandpa was in the seniors' home thing, he was just the like dirtiest old man, always hitting on all the nurses and everything. I'm like, "Are you guys okay with this?" They're like, "Yeah, it's fine. Everybody does it." And turns out it was just him, but I miss that guy. Oilers logo. I think I might have to get some French fries today too. I stopped there yesterday and I seen Jacob there. I had to ask him a bunch of questions. I was like, "What do you do, Jacob? Besides school and serve drunk people beers and stuff, what do you like?" He's like, "Oh, I like music." I'm like, "I bet you're a country and rap type guy." He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "But what kind of country? Like, are you like newer country where it's kind of almost like rap type stuff, or are you a older country like Marty Robbins and white sport coats and pink carnations?" He's like, that's like old people cowboy music." I'm like, "Yes." But, doesn't read any books or anything. Doesn't know his geography very well. Unbelievable. But then again, Mrs. Fylth is extremely terrible with geography as well. So I bought her a globe. She threw it at me. I just always like maps and cartography in itself, anyways. If I could ever be a chance to play like Dungeons and Dragons or something, my character would definitely be a cartographer. Be like an older guy, ex-mercenary turned cartographer, because he kept maps of all the places that he went to or something. Alrighty. This is a fresh bit of ice here. The Zamboni just went through and did all the Zamboniing. Yeah, that's another weird word Canadians invented, the Zamboni. All right. Let me get the number 5 guy out for this. I might have to change his handle to Baked Beano. Well, you're the one with the nickname there, mister. You can't really change your nickname. You got to stop being that thing. And then you are the Baked Beano. Big Beano, you ever seen a yowie? I wonder if you ever seen a yowie before. It's all summertime down there right now. Here we are, freezing to death. So bad your ocular fluid freezes, and he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it, folks. Register, except little do we know he's gonna actually go to like the registrant in Australia and be like, I need to change my entire name to Baked Beano, one word. If I could ever change my name, I think I'd change it to like Cletus or something. A little bit of scum at the top of the boards there, because they don't ever wash the damn thing very often. And they're segmented. And no, there's no advertisements on these boards. Screw that crap.
Hasn't seen a yowie, but a footprint apparently, and heard the weird noises and the talking 9 feet up a tree breaking of branches.
Yeah, I'd probably soil myself. Well, I seen a big rabbit the other day.
Was it a jackalope?
No. Wasn't there a character that was a jackalope, like a plushy thing that would ride around on a skateboard? I swear it was a Canadian thing. It was like a commercial or something. I'll have to look into it. All right, let's see here. What am I gonna do? Oh, I gotta a little bit more color on here. Very important. At the very end, you gotta make sure everything is in a proper order. And then we're almost done. And then it's delicious chicken wing time. I'll have to put the Barb signal up and send for Barb so we can go for wings. She's probably going to go and stop and get a scratchy ticket, and Fox is going to win $1 or $2 like she always does.
Yep.
She's like, I never win these things. Oh, I won $1. Next time, I still never win things. Oh, won $1 again. It's like, well then.
Also says the next day after that night of where you would probably soil yourself, there were squished cane toads on his uncle's property, and no animals touched those, apparently.
Cane toads? That's a weird name. I'd have called them Chazwazzlers.
And Kitty Cattywhack says, yes, there was a commercial, and also the jackalope was on Saturday Night Live back in the day.
Well, I never watched Saturday Night Live. I did watch SCTV, which is better than all that other stuff. I used to watch Mad TV a little bit, but yes, the jackalope. Now I'm going to have to go look that up. It's fucking my brains a little bit. Get that all colored in there. Color behind here, too. Can't just leave it plain white. I'm painting the rest of the stuff. I might as well get it all in there. And we'll do the Oilers one as well. Whoops. Hey, put it into the water, not the pens. All right. Just a little bit. Don't want to sully it too much. There we are. A little bit more gray on the boards where that poor guy's going to go face first into it later on. Yeah. And there'll be a line brawl and everything, and then all the aliens will come out, and there'll be sticks flying and wings batting, and it's just going to be all-out violence. 2 guys fighting in the corner. Let's see here. Oops. More dark. Color that in. It's going to be to my highest professional discretional details here. Look at it, color up their boots a little bit too.
Oh, hey, I have a visual math equation.
Visual math equation? Oh, God. Well, I'm not good at math, but let's give it a shot.
Don't worry, it's pretty easy. So when you take that and you add that,
oh yes,
what's the result?
Let's check this out here. If you take this thing, an alien, whoops, and a zombunny, what
that specific zombunny,
that specific one, there might be a little bit of a
and steal their DNA and splice it together.
You take the DNA. It's really messy, by the way. You get this thing. Whoop. Hi. He's got no bite mark on him.
That's because he wasn't bitten. He was created
Oh,
in a
yes.
test tube.
Created in a test tube.
This is what happens when the research assistants run the show.
That's a nice way to call them, research assistants, instead of the inmates.
Oh no, it was the research assistant who, came up with that one. Lab assistant, whatever.
Alrighty, this is oil versus devils. And what's the date today? I believe it's 20th. Yes. 20. Excellent. Now we can put that little border on there so it looks fine and dandy. I gotta take a picture of it too. Let's zoom in a little bit here. Oh, good thing I was wearing pants right then. Oof. Look at that. Ooh, fancy dancy. Excellent. All right, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with me for this episode. And I apologize that I had to go and do family things terrible last weekend. But I'll be back next Saturday, pending alien abduction or get beaten up by a Bigfoot. And you all have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. And I don't know, pet the cats or dog or whatever. Or give your fish some snacks or feed the tarantula to one of your friends. All right. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Remain dauntless. Tschüss.